Ay, 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 guys. Ay, 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 ay. That was not good at all, man. That was painful to watch. Oh my god. And now we're here once again. Already. Only 5 games in, guys, in the season, and we're already here to react to our second loss. That's very worrying, man. That is very worrying. And there's 65 people in here already. And I'm surprised, like, because this one obviously Lazio is Lazio, this is yeah, I don't know, some sort of big rivals or team that we particularly hate, but this is the cousin, this is the city rival, this is Milan, the guys who stole the Scudetto right under our nose last season. And once again, they've come out on top. They've come out on top, and there's lots to talk about. And of course, I think a lot of the finger pointing now has to go to our manager, Inzaghi, because another big match, the big matches he seems to be failing in a lot. Apart from Juve last season, which was his saving grace, which I really loved him for last season. But the Milan derby just seems to be, apart from the Coppa Italia game, which it's Coppa Italia, and in the league, he's only got draws and losses now. 2 losses and a draw out of the 3 we played. Absolutely not good enough. Not good enough. And the funny thing is, like, I liked how we started, but anyway, let me give a shout out to the people that are here. I don't know why you guys are here. Why do we do this to ourselves, Interisti? Why do we do this to ourselves? Yesterday I had an amazing day where yesterday I was on the official Inter Twitch channel. It was like, especially for my YouTube, like as a YouTube channel moment, that was like, wow, amazing moment. But this has, put a dampener on everything. And yeah, Future Hendrix, I think, as it wraps it up completely, Milan is superior. That's the thing, guys, that I'm coming out of these matches. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, if you remember my match reaction from last year, one thing I used to say, even after bad results, was like, okay, we lost, but I feel like we've come out of that game as like the superior team. We created chances, we didn't take them. Maybe we made some mistakes, but we got punished. But I see the underlying everything is like speaking to me that, if we turn the corner, if we tweak a few things, that we'll be fine. The thing that I'm seeing this season, guys, I'm not coming out this match. I'm not coming out feeling like I'm superior to Milan. Like last season, even when we lost, I was like, we dominated, or, we were better than them for 70, 75 minutes. This match, I can't say that I don't feel we were superior to Milan in any phase of the game until, the last 20, 25 minutes when we just kind of threw the kitchen sink at them. But, that's not planned. That's just kind of, the pride kicking in, or like, finally after being 3-1 down, something happening. Lazio as well, same, like, okay, they will probably be more superior there, but I'm not getting that same feeling. I'm not feeling that same positivity coming out of these. I don't feel like we're the best team in this league. I don't feel like we're the superior teams going into these games. It's a completely different feeling. And now that we're like, the defending is just worrying me so much. Like, we've conceded so many goals already, guys, like so many goals. Like, how many goals have we conceded already in 5 games? So let's have a quick look at the table. 8 goals. Oh my goodness, 8 goals conceded already, guys. 8 goals. That's double what Milan have conceded. And look at that. Atalanta only conceded 2. Roma only conceded 1. Juventus only 2. Who else has conceded 8? So let's have a look. Who else is? Yo, we have to go all the way down here to see another team that's conceded 8 goals. So we're in 5th. We have to go all the way down to Hellas Verona 17th to reach the next team that's conceded as many goals as us. And then after that, only Cremonese and Monza. Like, that is absolutely embarrassing. The defense that we've kind of hyped over the years, the defense that we know we can, that's one thing we can put a hat on, our trio, or, just the general, our defending usually. But I don't know what's happened, guys. I don't know what's happened. These guys are absolutely, the defending at some points today was absolutely embarrassing. Like every time Milan attacked, that was not you're just not comfortable anymore. Like before in the past, we could be comfortable, understanding that we can suffer, but we can take it. But now we can't even do that, because today actually actually the first 20 minutes our line was lower. Like we didn't press high. We've always been asking Inzaghi, like, just tweak things a little bit, like just bring us a little bit back, and he did that. The first 15-20 minutes we were fine. But then as soon as things opened up, the balance is just there. Like Dumfries was not able to double up with like Skriniar was left 1v1 against Leao every single time. On the other side, Bastoni was always against someone 1v1. Like there's no balance. Everything just feels, every time we're defending, it's like we're on like fighting for our lives. It's just like every time is desperate. Every time is like it's we're clinging on somehow. Every time we're defending, it's just not comfortable in any type of way. And yeah, of course, like as it was last season, guys, the goalkeeper is like night and day difference. Like Mike Maignan, the best keeper in the league, far and away, no arguments about that. Easily the best keeper in the league. And then there's a difference. Like again, there's nothing I could like actually say to Handanovic that he should have saved per se. Like that's a mistake. But like the Leao one, he got his hand to it, and it went, but his hand wasn't quite strong enough. The Giroud one, and the one that just kind of trickled past him into the corner. The third one, there's nothing he could have done, because that was Leao getting past. That was the defending being embarrassing. But it's still like Maignan was making the saves that we're like, oh my goodness, how did he save that? Like the one against Hakan, the Lautaro header, like we're like this, like how the hell did you save that? Whereas with Handanovic is just like, oh, okay, he doesn't make those saves anymore that we're like, how did you save that? It's just kind of, he only can seem to be making the saves that we expect him to make. And yeah, what can I say? The same person can expect a trophy from this team. Yeah, at the moment, no. At the moment, I am really honestly like off any type of hype on this team at the moment, because they're not showing anything particularly interesting, or that that shows to me that they're potentially, I mean, trophy, if you're counting the Coppa Italia and things like that, they can still win those kind of things. But if you talk about Scudetto, this is not Scudetto winning. This is not Scudetto winning performances out there. This is not Scudetto winning team. And yeah, we're so easy to play against. We've played push up and counter attack. Yeah, there's just every time, Barella and Dumfries today, absolute stinker from them to like zero understanding, no running back, just laziness. We'll get into the analysis in the moment as well. Yeah. I don't think it's that simple where that was the like last year. I think last year was definitely that was the difference. Maignan made the difference, but this year we can't say it's simple that Maignan saved. I think it's Milan were the better team overall. I think that's where the difference was. They were just a better team today. Maignan, of course, made the difference, and yeah, of course, the beginning we'll talk about. The starting the decision from Inzaghi. Like Darmian was completely non-existent for the first like 50-60 minutes, because we know Darmian is a solid guy, reliable guy, but he's especially on the right wing, if you're as a right wing back, and the decision to start him as a left wing back doesn't really quite make sense, because the strong wing, we know Milan is all about the left wing. So if you're going to be defensive, then it's like it's on the other, or it's on that side with Leao and Hernandez. There's no point being defensive on the side where they go Calabria and Messias, because the threat doesn't come from that side. So you kind of just gave them that player that, because especially in build-up play, Darmian was like non-existent as well, because he's right-footed, and it just wasn't helping in build-up play, and his passing isn't quite as good as someone like Di Marco. Yeah, not just to save the average of difficulty. And yeah, Mkhitaryan was a great impact sub. Playing, we definitely made a mistake playing out the back on Hakan, making a mistake, which was a shame actually. He was playing well. 2 therapy sessions in a little over a week. Nick Snogs, yeah. Oh my goodness. I should just become a full-time therapist, shouldn't we? Oh my goodness. We'll get into the analysis in the moment. Bro, it was the Inzaghi that changed players after the first yellow. We needed to sub out Dumfries. Yeah, Dumfries is a stinker as well, man. Dumfries, Hakan, Barella, De Vrij, like so many stinkers today, guys. I don't really know who I would give any type of man of the match or anyone to save, to be honest. Just overall, just very lackluster, awful. This is the derby. Like, we lost so many individual, like 50-50 battles, headers, tackles. Like, Milan just wanted it more. Like, and that's the disappointing part. That's one thing that, yeah, like the fire seems to have gone out of these players in terms of they're very much intent on fighting against each other or with each other, like moaning and arm throwing with each other. But it's really disappointing that they're not really fighting like as they would be in a derby. Like, you got to put your life on the line. It's a derby. You got to put everything on the line, and it just didn't feel like that. But yeah, even Brozovic, yes, he got the goal, Brozovic, but so many mistakes from Brozovic, poor crosses, poor decision making, lost a lot of dangerous balls in front of the defense. Like, there's no one. Yeah, probably the substitutes are probably the only people that we can save, Dzeko and Mkhitaryan, because they came on with fire, with energy, with grinta, with that willingness to do something, change things around. I know people are definitely the Inzaghi out clan now is going to get stronger and stronger. Now I can definitely start to understand more and more. If you're on that, I'm still not on that because I just don't see other names out there at the moment. And what after what's happened again, the difficulties we had in the summer. But Inzaghi needs to turn this around. We need to turn this. He needs to turn this around. It's not good enough at the moment. 100% not good enough. Even if now Onana doesn't start, then I'm done with Inzaghi. Yeah. Again, guys, I really don't know what I've been saying it for a few weeks now. Like, I think we just have to live with it. I don't think the Onana thing is happening for a while. I said after the World Cup, maybe as the season starts to come to an end, maybe starts to changes or like understand that he needs to start putting him in for the future of the team. But I don't see Inzaghi putting Onana in now, even though the signs are already there. Like, I think if he analyzes, on a minute basis, like, this is about little details. It's not about Handanovic playing bad, but it's about, can Onana potentially make those saves? And I think with his explosiveness and athleticism and reflexes like Magnon, I think he probably would be able to make some of the saves that we saw today. So he has to make that call now. He has to make that call. Second loss against the top 6 team. Lots of loopholes to figure out. Loopholes, bro. It's like black holes to fix, not loopholes. Black holes. Is it time to lower expectations? Very good. Well, it depends what your expectations were, Benjamin, but good question. I think, yeah. I think, until this team proves us otherwise, because remember how I started last season on very low expectations. I started last season on thinking that we're going to finish, third. I think I predicted us at the beginning of the season. And then, I was happy that I was kind of proven wrong by the team, by Inzaghi, by everyone. This season, I am, because none of the other teams really, moved the needle too much. Juve really improved on paper. Milan obviously improved, but like, there's no super teams in this league, so I still feel like we're there to challenge. But maybe we need to tone down the expectations down a little bit, and just is this just a top four team? Is that what we're going for? Is that all we're gonna go for? It's crazy. And that's the thing, with the Pioli, is all matter of respect to Pioli. I've been giving respect to Pioli for over 2 seasons now. The same things that we talk about with Inzaghi not being good enough for big teams. That's the same stuff Pioli went through his whole career, and now at the age of 50 something years old, he's finally kind of stepping up to the plate. I'm not sure what to say on that, but yeah, shouts out to Pioli. Bad day at the office, very bad day at the office, bro. Very bad day at the office, Ian. Inzaghi needs some balls. You can't play like cowards with a big team like Inter. But at the end of the day, guys, again, I agree Inzaghi in terms of the substitutions. But the players, guys, like we cut the slack. We cut a lot of slack to these players, like Lautaro. How many battles, guys? How many battles did Lautaro lose in the air, on the floor to Kalulu and Tomori, guys? How many? Correa as well. He got his assist, but how many battles did they lose? Like Barella on against Tonali, Hakan against Benacer, bro. Like so many battles we lost, guys. And yes, Inzaghi definitely should have made more changes. Maybe half time, you would change the whole bloody team at half time. But the players just they weren't at it, guys. Like in terms of their willingness, like there's intangibles out there that they're just not putting in. And maybe you could say also that's on Inzaghi in terms of not getting the players fired up as a Conte would do or someone else would do. I agree on that front, but at the same time, like these players, I want some answers from these players, because their performance and I want to see the stats in terms of the running. I want to see the athletic stats who outran, but it just didn't feel like these guys wanted it more than Milan today. Debbie Kerr in the house, thank you for coming through. Change needed made that when referee not sending off people that deserve is shocking when commentators say it live. Yeah, I mean Theo Hernandez, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's get into the match analysis, as kind of Debbie alluded to. Theo and the way Milan, or especially just Theo, really behaved through the match. Not sure how he didn't get sent off. Let's go. Oh, so many comments to go through, guys. I don't know how we're going to even get through your comments. So much disappointment, and promote Kiva by Inzaghi. Yeah, this is the thing now. Now people are just kind of calling for any kind of first name that comes to their head. Our foundation is now sand. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The foundation that was our rock is now sand. It's just brittle, weak. Oh, that first half, was really, really, really shocking. Yeah. Theo versus Denzel, round like 458. How many times are these guys, like 8 minutes in and they're already beefing? But it didn't once again, guys. As much as we want to slander Theo, he comes out on top of Dumfries every single time. Dumfries gets beaten, whether it's like trickery, not really fair play, and Theo getting away with a lot of little fouls and elbows and things that he shouldn't get away with. But at the end of the day, Dumfries just doesn't really manage to get the better of Theo. And once again, and he's improved a lot defensively, Theo. Like, he's not a weakness at the back as he used to be before. He's just yeah. And one thing I want to give is a shout out to our fans, as always. They are the MVP. They are the MVP of the game. They're the man of the match. Like, Milan did a nice tifo, like, their design, the curva tifo design that they did on their side, but ours was also good. Me that only love you, nice, very well designed tifo. So they're always we're always the man of the match, regardless of what happens on the pitch. Correa, De Vrij, Bastoni, particularly pro-shocking. Yeah, those are definitely probably the biggest. I think Bastoni, I don't even know if he should have played, to be honest. It looked like Bastoni, they were talking about he had a fever. He was ill over the last few days. I think he kind of forced it, and you could tell he was just not good. I think maybe maybe that forcing Bastoni didn't really pay off. Should Inter have a retiro? It was way too early to have a retiro, Sanjar, although 2 losses in 5 is already worrying, but it's way too early to have a retiro, because we just had a retiro. And it doesn't really happen these days anymore, guys. The retiro was like an old school thing. I think only like Napoli or like De Laurentiis is the type to have a retiro. It's not really a modern football thing anymore. The retiro, or like a relegation battling team usually goes in the retiro. Napoli talk in the house. They will be watching. I guess we'll watch Napoli and Lazio. That should be a good match. Thank you for coming through. Milan looked dominant. Exactly. Milan looked absolutely dominant. Yeah, Saeed, how does it take 65 to 70 minutes before we wake up, especially, with the substitutes? into thinking about Bayern already, bro. I don't think they're thinking about Bayern already. I hope they weren't thinking about Bayern, because if we play like this against Bayern, guys, oh my goodness, we are gonna get smacked differently. As Saeed here says, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Yeah, Inzaghi, is he ready to take that next step? That is definitely the questions I'm having as well. 100%, 100%. That's the same questions I'm having on Inzaghi. Last season was a credit to him, and it's 5 games now. And what's the logic? Yeah. Oh, you mean Inzaghi out? Yeah, no. Again, I'm not Inzaghi out 100%, but I'm starting to understand the Inzaghi out more. Like, I can't go against the Inzaghi out people anymore, because it's like, 2 out of 5 losses. It's already pretty embarrassing. And yeah, Tommy, I know you're one of the more confident and positive ones. Last season you were believing in the Scudetto from the beginning, and it didn't work out. And I think I prefer it. You can do it your way, but I prefer to lower my expectations so I'm not disappointed. Our problems are deep into forever. Make sure you guys check out George's channel as well. Yeah, our problems run deep, but then there's some surface level problems that we can address very, very quickly, very, very quickly. My Blues in the house, commiserations. Wow, well, love a Milan derby. Yeah, I know you're a Chelsea fan, but you're also, unfortunately, a Milan fan. But it is what it is. Great point. The players were very culpable in this. Yeah, man. Like, what's like, we can blame the substitutes, but at the end of the day, even the team that Inzaghi put out in the first half is still better than, like, as in, it's not better than Milan, but it's good enough to like go and beat this Milan team. Like, on an individual level, the guys just should be better than what they were. Like, it was, that first half was diabolical. Like, we only went down 1-1, or we went in 1-1, but Milan were killing us already in that first half. And then Leao hasn't scored against Inter up until today. He hadn't scored against Inter. Usually he puts up not a stinker, but usually pretty relatively quiet against Inter. But yeah, he's just that's why he was the MVP last season. 100%. He's the next superstar coming out of Serie A. Yeah, but it's on the coach when he sees the player not working, then change them and he start taking them out. Yeah, and then he did, but it was too late by the time he did it. But at the end, even after we did it, guys, we still couldn't even get to the 3-3. I had some sort of belief that maybe we could get to the 3-3, but we couldn't even do that after the changes. So but yeah, anyway, let's get into the analysis. I won't be here for too long, guys. I don't want to be talking about this crap for too long, but thank you, Mattia, for reminding everyone, leave a like, at least for me. The signs were there early on. Like, this was given a foul, but Bastoni headering it onto our own crossbar. It was a foul by Giroud on Bastoni, but the signs were there really early on. Yeah, this is when we miss Hakimi, when he would make they'll have nightmares at night. But the signs were there from early on. We were sitting a little bit deep. Like, it was, as I said at the beginning, I liked how we kind of shaped up. We were kind of a little bit deeper, not pressing high, not giving Milan too many spaces. 15-20 minutes decent. Like, I like what I saw, but there was already signs at the back. Like, Giroud, there seems to, like, our defense doesn't seem to be able to handle Giroud. I don't know what it is, like, physically or in the air. Like, they just don't seem to be able to handle Giroud. I don't know what it is. So we got away with that one. And then, a bit of a sign of life from us. A really little sign of life. Here in Milan's defense goes for a walk. Both Tomori and Kalulu, as usually they do, they come man-to-man pressing. They don't really care if you're in your own half, they'll come to press you there. But that opens up this gap in the middle where Brozovic makes the run through the middle. Good hold-up play by Lautaro here. Probably one of his few positives in the game here is the hold-up play, and Correa, one of the few positives from Correa this game. Towards him. The gap left by Kalulu and Tomori, Brozovic goes in. Nice pass into space, and Brozovic, ice cool by Brozovic, sends Magnon the wrong way, near post. That was really, really nice. Oh, my Blues, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words, bro. But right now, it's going to take a lot more to cheer me up on this one. How does Inzaghi win? True trophies take the league to the last day, beat Liverpool at Anfield after losing so many key players and 5 in games. He should be sacked. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree with you, Tommy. I agree. I don't think it's thingy. I don't think I'm not on the Inzaghi out train, but you have to. It makes sense though to call him out. I know we've had difficult summers, 2 difficult summers in a row, but at some point, this team in Serie A, Tommy, this team is still one of the best, if not the best. So it is on Inzaghi 100%. But I'm not Inzaghi out, in my opinion, as you. But yeah, so we start like that. So you'd think, and this is the thing. This is the weird thing. This Inter team, since we won the Scudetto, and since you thought that Conte had instilled this mentality in these guys that once we go up, and this is also where I agree, and again, I don't like it when people talk about, Conte is superior to Inzaghi, because he is. We talked about it so many times on this channel. Conte earns triple the amount of money of Inzaghi for a reason. Conte has won much more than Inzaghi for a reason. Conte left this team for a reason because his standards are so much higher. Like, all those things are true. Like, there's no arguments about Conte being superior to Inzaghi. But there's no point coming into the stream. I don't understand where people come in and talk about Conte, Spirit, and Inzaghi. We know that already. Like, there's no point poking that stick again and again. But I thought that, this is again where it comes back to these players. Where do they have to be like fed like a baby, like these things? Like, do they have to be constantly berated by a sergeant like Conte to understand things? That's the thing. You had Conte for 2 seasons, which is usually the max Conte, a team can handle Conte. So it should be drilled into you, that mentality, that killer mentality, especially when you go ahead, to not being able to lose leads. But this team, it seems like, a little episode happens, like, yeah, like, the goal happens, Leao scores, and that's it. They lose their heads. It just seems like, it does not seem like the team like that we saw a couple of years ago, like even last season. Like, little episodes just seem to affect this team very, very easily. Yeah, Tuchel and Sissy was decent. It was decent. I think, again, there's no real one player to single out on this. And then, yeah, Dzeko had a good, substitute impact. Doesn't mean that Napoli handshake retiro is, but it doesn't mean that, now Dzeko has to start the next match. I agree. If we lose 8-0 to Bayern, will they kick in? Oh yeah, of course. Like, that's unrecoverable position. Then it's just kind of, you've lost the dressing room. There's no way you can get the dressing room back after like something like that. That's a way to over the top. You can't. That's not gonna happen, bro. Come on, Eduardo. Inzaghi just took responsibility and admitted we conceded goals we shouldn't. That's good. But it's not going to help us. While things are not looking good, people need to relax and realize it's only been 5 games. We win this game if the goalies are swapped. I don't agree with you again today. Like, I agree, maybe it makes a difference. Definitely makes a difference having. But again, there's no certainty. I know that we used to say this. Even with like Radu, we used to say like, oh, but just put Radu in. There's no certainty that Onana with his rustiness will do that. But I don't think the team was just good enough today. I would agree. Last season, 100%. If you put Manyan in our goal and Handanovic in their goal, the result is the opposite. But today, it was so bad. I was so bad all around. Like, yeah, Bastoni, De Vrij, everyone was just bad today. Like, I just can't save anyone today apart from the substitutes. And with Tommy, Eduardo says this was an away game. Yeah, away game. It's better for this to happen now. But we can say that only for so long. It's better for this to happen now. We said that against Lazio, better to happen this now. But again, this is recoverable. We're only 2 points behind Milan right now. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the season already. That's 100%. Let's not overreact about that. But it's just like, the signs. I'm not seeing the positive signs, guys. There's no positive things to talk about really in this game. It all was just a shit show, to be honest. And yeah, there's the first goal. And this one, I don't know whose fault it was, to be honest. Like, I think it was probably Hakan's fault because the angle, it was annoying, the camera. So Hakan did a first time pass and then the camera went on Hakan and you couldn't see whether it was De Vrij who just let the ball go past him because he thought it wasn't for him, or it was one of the midfielders. But I guess it counts as a Hakan mistake, that one. Then Tonali goes up, passes it to Leao, hits it first time with his left foot, and then Handanovic gets his hand to it, but it just doesn't quite get there. It doesn't quite get there. Sharma, is it possible one match to not let Giroud score? I know, man. I'm sick of that guy getting his tongue out every time he scores against us as well. He just can't. They can't seem to be able to handle Giroud for some reason. This will never happen under Conte or Mourinho. Yeah, I guess you can say that this time. Now you can say that because the Lazio one, there were clear signs that under Conte was happening. But against Milan, we had the derby under lock under Conte, so you can say that today. And again, like the comments like these, Keston, like I seen your Conte versus over Inzaghi comment, Hakimi versus Dumfries comment. He's a superior player. It's just the superior player. Like I don't understand what the point of these comments are. Like we know what happened to us when these players and coaches left. Like we're 2 seasons afterwards now. Like we're on the second season after that. Like you need to get over that. Shall we giving Milan's offense too much credit? These guys at the back, besides Skriniar, have no character. D'Ambrosio was more aggressive in 5 minutes. Yeah, but I didn't. Where did I give Milan's credit too much credit? It was I said it was awful defending from us, but that's also why they were superior to us. It wasn't like them particularly having amazing plays. It was just us being so lackluster and bad at defending. So I wasn't particularly impressed by Milan were impressive to me again. But today I'm not going away from the match feeling like we're superior to them. Like now, the way that Milan handled the match, mentally as well, they look like the superior team to me now. Look at Inzaghi's comments. Thank you, Eduardo, for the donation. Let's bring up Inzaghi's comments before we continue with the screenshots. Of course, the ever trusty Daniele Mari will have us covered. Let's have a look what he's saying. So this is the same team that last year did not concede a goal for 8 games. Yeah. So the numbers must be read. It must be read in that direction. We have a lot of effort. Wait, no, the translation doesn't make sense. Let me read it properly in Italian. Noi facciamo tantissima fatica per fare gol, loro sono arrivati in porta. Yeah, so we're struggling. We take a lot of effort to score goals. They arrive to our goal with like a lot of easiness of they just come to our goal very easily, and we have to return to conceding a lot less. No shit, bro. It's difficult to talk about single players. The analysis was done. We took the draw when we were in control, and then we had a half an hour of blackout. I was more than half an hour, to be honest. It's very important to handle the moments. We must not have blackouts. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know how this team, because this team is pretty much the same as it was under Conte. So, one thing, we should have the advantage of other teams that are like, rebuilding or, Juve changing a lot of players. We should have that advantage that these players know each other inside out. And, they've been through matches, we've been through Champions League matches where we lost, we've won. Like, they've been through so many different types of events, but we still have these blackouts, like mentally still like weak, this team. And it really just confuses me that we've not learned this. And it obviously means that these players just haven't learned from their past experiences, and we can't improve on that. So it means that we need to change these players basically, and obviously that can't happen either. To win a derby, you need to do much more. After the changes, we did what we needed to do, but doing it for half an hour is not enough. It must be done throughout the match. Exactly, but you made the changes too late, bro. But again, this is where it comes to the starting players as well. As I said, like, it just wasn't good enough. To score 2 goals, it was a big struggle just to score 2 goals. Yeah, like the way we scored, it seemed like it was so much effort for us. They scored the goals too easily. I'm the coach. I have to prevent this from happening. Yeah, so he's taking the blame, which Conte never used to do, but at least he's taking the blame. But it doesn't really help us. At the beginning of the match, the game was balanced. We scored an excellent goal. Then after the draw, we had a half an hour blackout. Once again, he's mentioning that We scored 2 beautiful goals and we conceded 3 goals that we cannot concede and you won't. The translation. Abbiamo preso 3 gol che non possiamo concedere, non ti puoi permettere, poi avremmo meritato il pari. He's saying that maybe we could have deserved a draw, but yeah, I disagree. I don't think we did. Yeah, 100%. Anthony Basic, this team under Inzaghi tend to lose their composure on the pitch much too often. It's very unsettling and disappointing. 100%. Luis, yeah, you said it earlier, 8 goals. It's way too many goals, bro. Way too many goals to concede already. Totally disagree. Korean was non-existent, lost every battle. Well, everyone did. It's not about stopping the cap, bro. Everyone. Lautaro. Why am I not talking about Lautaro, bro? Lautaro lost every single battle, and the one chance he had on the counter-attack in the second half, he blasted it over with his left foot. So it's not about there's no any singles to really kind of talk about today. Everyone was really bad, and only the substitutes are to be saved. Worst thing is lost today, probably lost against Bayern. We have finished. Oh, come on, Kulibaba. Come on. Let's not end things like that today. Matteo coming through with the XG. So we had the superior XG once again. I'm guessing that's coming through some of the headers and shots that we had in the second half. But again, it doesn't really show to me too much. Like I don't feel like that XG didn't show to me on the pitch. Debbie Kerr, oh my god, thank you very much for your donation there. Way too kind. Appreciate you very much. With regards to the community growth, my 5-year-old Enzo watches you, Sham. Ian Kerr is a proud dad. Great content as always. Keep it. Thank you. You've made my day, Debbie. There, you've made my day. I appreciate that a lot, so much. And it is thanks to the support of people like you, Ian, who I've known for many years from Sempre Inter, and I'm glad that your son Enzo watches you as well. Watches me as well, and is the reason why I've been able to yesterday be on the Inter official Twitch. But thank you very much, Debbie. You're the one who's managed to cheer me up at least today. I appreciate that a lot, but today is going to take a lot more to bring a smile to my face, or a genuine smile to my face. Yeah, Conte. For sure, when Brozo scored, I knew Leao was breaking his derby drought. Call me clairvoyant. Alexander coming in from Ukraine. Hope you are doing well, bro. Inzaghi lost the game completely. Shout out to the guys who have tried to save this mess. There's a lot of mess to save. Hey, Pazzo dell'Inter in the house. One of my Italian YouTuber brothers in the house. I know, bro. Very, very sad day. Very, very sad. But check him out, guys. If you speak Italian, make sure you check out Pazzo dell'Inter. He makes honest Inter videos. Make sure you guys check him out. I'm sure his match reaction must be sad. Just my XG doesn't mean anything. We lost 3-2 period. Exactly. I think the mentality of this team really stems from the torture that was this summer. Yeah, of course, that doesn't help as well, guys. That's what I always say. Like what Inzaghi did last summer in terms of bringing the team together. That's why I give him a lot of credit. But a lot of these players, they don't know whether they're being sold, whether they're staying. What's happening with them? Is anyone coming in? Are we being, are the wages being paid? Those jokes. Like it's difficult. It's a difficult situation that enter off the pitch as well that we need to talk about. Nicola in house says we'll recover. Yeah, we'll recover. I don't want this stream to be like, we're finishing 6th. We're gonna Europa League banter era is back. It's we'll recover from this. But steps need to be taken in training in the next coming days against Bayern. We need to see signs of life. And then like going into halftime, as I said already, I was feeling very nervous. 51% possession for Milan doesn't really matter, but they had 13 shots, 3 of them on target, 8 shots off target. Like I feel like we were fighting for our lives already in that first half. And then I thought, going in 1-1, okay, fine, we'll take that draw at halftime. I thought we'll come, with some fire in our bellies, but we did not. We came out and we awful second half start, and this was just like lazy. Like I wish I could take multiple screenshots here where it was a throw in, and Dumfries and Barella both absolutely lazy left. So this started from there. Like a few seconds earlier, Leao was completely free, and then both Denzel and Barella had to quickly sprint towards him, and they couldn't. And then this cross nutmeg Barella to go past him. And look at the defending there. You got Skriniar. Okay, he's far away from the play, but I don't. That's why Skriniar has to step out that far because of Barella and Denzel's laziness. So he's out of position because of them two. But then Bastoni and De Vrij, who are they marking? They're marking no one. Why has Giroud got so much space? There's something wrong with these guys, and exactly as Chris says, this is the trio that we've loved for so much time, and it can't be like a tactical. This can't be a tactical confusion in this position right here, because this is just a throw in. This is no tactic. There's no tactics involved in this. This is very simple, basic football. Like, you can't leave the one. They play with one guy up front, and you can't leave the one guy up front unmarked. And yeah, he has an easy finish, which it kind of bundles, like it rolls into goal, which wasn't particularly powerful. So I'm not really. This is the one where could Handanovic have done better once again? And yeah, I don't know whether this was on De Vrij or Bastoni, but I guess because Skriniar stepped up to the side, then De Vrij had to, then Bastoni had to, but one of them needed to pick up communication there. One of them needed to take Giroud. One of them. That's just not good enough. Yeah, Nerds, thank you for a little bit of positivity. Yeah, they could have been easily 3-1 up at halftime. I agree, Anthony. Just means one thing: it's clinical and can score. Yeah, exactly. XG just shows you the type of chances that you score, and it's according to the algorithm, in that position you should have a higher probability of scoring. But Milan were, just more clinical. That's the sign of a true champion, being clinical, even if you've created Lex XG or whatever you want to say. And then this one, guys, this one was one of the most embarrassing goals in this last couple of years that we conceded as a team, because our level now, let's not talk about banter era goals that we conceded, or back in those. We're talking about now that we've got this high level of a team. This was absolutely embarrassing. You've got, again, Bastoni and De Vrij there, but this one I would put this one definitely on De Vrij. How did Leao get behind De Vrij in this position? It does not make any sense. All he did was a fake shot, and then De Vrij was just so flat-footed. We saw some signs of life from De Vrij the last few matches, beginning of the season, but this is the De Vrij that we've been worried about. So clunky, so slow to react. Really moving Stefan the Fridge more. These are the signs that we were worried about with De Vrij, and today they came out all out to the world to see. Yeah, literally the Fridge got cooked by a kick and run. There was no skill involved in this by Leao. He literally just did a fake shot onto his left hand side, and then he had all the time in the world to bring it back. It wasn't like he just went past De Vrij and he would completely went past him. De Vrij couldn't even he wasn't even close enough to slide tackle him. There was 3 or 4 yards of difference by the time Leao shot between De Vrij and Leao. My goodness, that was embarrassing. This is worse than Pazza Inter. Pazza Inter, guys. Pazza Inter isn't bad. Pazza Inter is this would have been Pazza Inter today if we managed to kind of recover, and get that last minute goal, and our heart rate going crazy. This is just bad. This is just shit Inter. This is awful Inter. Pazza Inter is just kind of ups and downs, crazy moments. This is just bad. They got grilled, roasted, and baked in that play. Yes, exactly, Jose. Exactly. I can tell you he's dead again now. Then we need to move Skriniar to the middle. Yeah, I've been saying that for a little while. Cherby not looking so bad anymore. Huh? Don't start, Tommy. Don't start. I also blame De Vrij for that first goal. He let it pass. We were getting out of pressure, and then he missed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I'm not 100% if I want to blame fully Hakan on that first goal, because it was when Hakan passed it, I couldn't see because of the bloody camera angle, but it looked like either De Vrij or was it Brozovic. They left the ball run past him, so I don't know what it was. So I think maybe De Vrij might be a fault for the other one. Yeah, we got some Milan fans coming to make some fun of me now, but yeah, fair play. It is what it is. That's the game. The game is the game. Yosham's coming late. What a crap game. It's a joke. I don't know what happened. Subs from Inzaghi were good, let's be honest, but they were too late, bro. They were too late, the subs. Pazza Inter, yeah, exactly. Pazza Inter would have been, us being able to actually come back. Pazza Inter isn't us being crap. Alexander, loved the background, Uncle camera quality looking proper, crisp, 2 levels. Thank you very much, Alexander. Of course, I'm trying to improve things on the channel all the time. Unfortunately, Inter aren't improving on the pitch at the moment. Does Inzaghi have a false sense of security because the manager firing makes us look bad for Suning? I think he has. I don't think he has a false sense of security. I think he has. I think Inzaghi in general has a pretty secure job, guys. Again, in terms of they gave him a new contract last season. And what they're asked him to do again, I think what Suning have asked him to do is again, they will be happy once again with the second or third place. So I think Inzaghi's job isn't really in jeopardy unless things start to continue being bad. Any word on the 2 Theo fouls? Paramount Plus didn't show any replays. The one on Denzel and Lautaro, I think. I mean, the Lautaro one, he was just he was one of those, like, he's just diving Lautaro. There was nothing on that. But I'll go again. We've seen referees being really reactive to those. We've seen other players or Theo himself get something out of those. But the one on Denzel, that was it clearly blocks Denzel and then like brings him down. So that one was definitely potentially a second yellow. I agree. I think he got away with the one there, Theo, for sure. And yeah, he continues to go up in our rankings of most hated players, doesn't he, Theo? He keeps improving on that. Bastard. And then yeah, there was a sign of life from us. There was a sign of life. Darmian finally did something good in that second half, and again, it was actually deflected cross, so it wouldn't even got to Dzeko if Calabria didn't deflect the cross. But anyway, Dzeko came on with some life, with some fire, with some power. Got ahead of Tomori there and finished past. That was the only real sign of life that we showed afterwards. And yeah, that's it. That was the last screenshot I had, to be honest. We had other little shots and chances, like you said. The Lautaro wasted one on the counter attack created by Dzeko again. Shot it over. Then he had a header as well from a Denzel cross that Magnon did a really good save on, and that's it. There wasn't too much after that. Mkhitaryan had a good shot right at the end, which had people, it was kind of close. I couldn't see the angle properly, but the way Milan players reacted, it seemed like it was really close, that Mkhitaryan volley. But apart from that, that was it from Inter. We didn't really press or make Milan fight too much for this win either. Do you think the rise actually hurting Bastoni and Skriniar at this point? Yeah, but that's what we were saying in terms of he's the weak link of our back three now. But today, Bastoni, of course, I don't know if he was still ill or something. He was also very weak as well. But yeah, no, De Vrij, because of his characteristics now, like the lack of pace and his clunkiness, and his that general decline is just not looking good. So yeah, he's definitely, on days like this, he's bringing the level of the defense down for sure. We need to make sure. No, I don't think, guys, I'm ever going to make a living out of this, unfortunately, because of the Serie A, English-speaking Serie A. It's just never going to be. You can never make a living out of this, unless you're the IFTV guys, of course. So shouts out to them. Inzaghi saying he will make changes against Bayern. Yeah, of course, he has to make. We're playing every 3 or 4 days, guys. He's going to make 2 or 3 changes every single match. But we need to see the change on the pitch. We need to see the change in mentality and fire within these players. Napoli 1-0 down already. Jeez, nice. Lazio looking good this year. I thought Lazio maybe not looking so good this season. I thought before the season started, but they are looking quite good at the moment. Yeah, Onana won't play against Bayern. I don't think he will. I think, in my opinion, at least it should be the Champions League goalkeeper. At least, but I don't think he will do that. The Juve fans are coming in as well. You could have used Bremer. Yeah, definitely could have used Bremer today. But you could use some shots on goal. I think, Omar Moore. I don't think you've got some other issues to look at yourself. Daniel coming through in the house. Seriously hopeless defending, whole week ruined. Yeah, bro. whole week is ruined now. Whole weekend, I can't even watch the rest of Serie A now. With like, a draw would have been fine. You could have watched it with peace, but now I'll just be looking at other matches and thinking like, oh, bloody hell. So many stupid mistakes. The guys look I don't know about looking tired. They just look completely disjointed at the moment. They just look completely disjointed. There's no balance to the team. There's every time teams attack against us, it seems like they could score. Skriniar also got cooked by Leao. Not sure if it was miscommunication with Dumfries because I felt like it was never. Yeah, we talked about it because that's what I mean by balance. Like it was always Leao was 1v1 against Skriniar every time, and I think of course he's gonna have the better of Skriniar at some point. Like it is like that's not a bad thing from Skriniar to be beaten 1v1, but it wasn't like moments where he was on goal. It was more like he went wide and could cross it in after going past Skriniar. Like they're gonna happen. This is Rafael Leao we're talking about. But Skriniar was probably the only savable out of the back three today, unfortunately. Inzaghi refusing to start. Gosens reminding me of that rough patch when Conte kept refusing. It's kind of like that, but it's different with Gosens because he's coming off a really serious injury and physically he's not there yet. It really isn't like that because Eriksen is like, there was no real reason with Conte. He was just like, not seeing Eriksen. Whereas with Gosens, he's talked about it himself that he doesn't feel he's not the same player still since that injury. But I know that there's parallels to be drawn on that. So it's I can see the disappointment, but he will get his time now. Like there's going to be so many guys coming in. The team is going to get a lot of rotation. Gosens definitely 100% would be getting game time. He should be beaming you in. You try watching the top 6 show kickoff and you get brain. Yeah, but you know what it is. It's Premier League hype. You get the views. Bro, English is my second language. Yes, I'm here. Haven't found a good Latino YouTuber. Oh, I appreciate that, Eduardo. I do appreciate that, man. Oh, my goodness. What else? Shall we have a look at what the match ratings were like on SofaScore and stuff? Let's have a look at that. Who scored for Lazio? Zaccagni, nice. So Leao man of the match, yeah, of course. Giroud deserves a good rating. Benacer, as I said, I like Benacer more than Tonali. This guy is very underrated, very good. Tomori, yeah, look at that. 3 out of 3 ground duels, one of his aerial duels. Like they dominated our strikers today. Kalulu and Tomori. Oof, Hakan, he must have been given the mistake for the goal. Yeah, error led to goal. 5.8, I think. Yeah, that's the reason why he's got such a low rating. But yeah, in general, look at that. This is what I mean, guys. Look at that. You can blame Inzaghi and all that, but these guys are today just didn't step it up. Only 2 out of 8 ground duels won, 0 aerial duels won, possession lost 12 times, and you can see Hakan was feeling the match extra, obviously, today. Barella hauled off after 63 minutes quite rightly. Only 24 touches, was not involved in the game. Yeah, like he won a bit more duels and stuff, but just awful performance today. Dumfries, only 67% pass accuracy. Look at that. One duel out of 6 and 1 out of 3 aerial duels, lost possession 12 times. Like this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is just not good enough. Look at Lautaro. Let's have a look. 0 dribbles, 36 touches, and 53 pass accuracy out of 19, guys. That's pretty bad. 1 duel, 1 out of 5. 1 aerial duel out of 3. 16 times lost the ball. Like these are not good numbers at all, guys. These are not good at all. Correa probably the same. Bit more pass accuracy, some key passes, 1 big chance created. Yeah, look at that. Only 1 ground duel, 0 aerial duels, lost the ball 14 times. He got the assist, but that's the only really saving grace for him. And Brozovic, I feel like his rating is a little bit too high, 7.4 to be honest. Yeah, he seems like he won a bit more duels according to SofaScore, but yeah, I think he lost a bit too many balls. Darmian, I guess he got the assist. Yeah, But again, I don't think Darmian was that good as well. He was better in the duels, though, but to be fair, yeah, I was seeing him like slide tackling in, like proper going into the tackles, like he should be in a derby. The Vrij, yeah, one aerial duel, 1 out of 4. Yeah, Giroud owned him in the air. 0 long balls. Bastoni, yeah, no aerial duels. Yeah, just not good. Lost some difficult balls as well. Yeah, Skriniar doing a bit better overall, passing, duels, everything, long balls. Just not good at all. And then I hope DiMarco had a good, decent impact as well. Although he started off well with his impact, and then he didn't do well afterwards. But he was heavily involved as soon as he came in. But yeah, Mkhitaryan, I'm happy he's got a 7. Yeah, he had a good impact. Look at that coming on straight away. Look at that straight away. 2 aerial duels, 2 ground duels. Look at that pass accuracy, key passes as well. Like he came on, like I liked what I saw from Mkhitaryan. He didn't have a good preseason with us, so he hasn't shown us much yet, Mkhitaryan. But I'm happy that he's shown that he's going to be a good option off the bench, or even as on an alternative if Barella's going to have these types of stinkers or Hakan. Yeah, bro, I've been saying this for a while. We don't have the capability, unfortunately. But for me, Hakan did well last season, but he's definitely the most upgradable in my opinion. Yeah, let's have a look. What else we can? There's not much else to talk about, to be honest, guys. I'm gonna go and watch the what's it called? The Lazio match now. Thank you, YouTube user. I really love this channel, even on bad days like this. I hope I provided some sort of analysis or insight or some positivity to look into, but really hard to find today. Liam, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming through. Bro, don't rewatch it. It was a really bad first half. It was good first 15-20 minutes, but the rest of it was really bad. So just don't watch it. It's just painful. Yeah, Tonali was good today. Again, he didn't have a great second half, but in the first half, he was dominating that midfield. Spurs, we played easily. We could have scored 3, come out with a draw. Yeah, Hakan's shot was good. And of course, Magnon save made it, but again, if Hakan scored that at the near post of Magnon, it was, it could have, Milan fans would have said he should have saved that. Yeah, of course, we're very worried about the Bayern game, guys. With that pace that they've got, Sane, Koman, Mane, Musiala, Muller, those guys find gaps. Even if we defend deep, those guys find gaps. So even if we're defending like we're defending today, oh my goodness, some big score lines, some Bundesliga score lines could be happening. Well, we know Mikris, you guys know it was the Paul was almost signed, but we didn't have the money to get that over the line. CDK, he had some decent touches, but not particularly that impressive. But that's it for me today, guys. I don't know what else to really talk about. Now we were moaning, Daniel, we were moaning about bringing in Acerbi. Now we're saying we should start Acerbi instead of De Vrij, and he will at some point, because that's the whole point of having Acerbi coming in. But I don't know if Acerbi really improves on that. He's not. He's also quite clunky, and now he's even older. So they just need to get their act together. All of them. No players to save today apart from the substitutes. Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard season, guys, as Alexander says, but let's keep the faith. Let's keep the hope. This is not the end of the world once again, guys. 5 games in, no good signs up until now, but maybe this is our bad period now. Maybe we'll get the bad period out now, and we don't have the brain fart period usually that we have in January, February, or whatever that usually that period is. And this is what happens when you don't invest in the market as well. And we're missing Lukaku as well, guys. Don't forget. But guys, keep the faith. Let's see what happens. We're still there. We're not, we're 2 points off Milan at the moment, 2 points off the top. It's not the end of the world. Keep the faith. Forza Inter always. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao ragazzi. always, always, no matter what, Forza Inter.